Hey guys, GLIA here. So this year I'm returning to Klub Azerite in Dubrovnik with one of my favorite teams, Deepnd Records. It's Deepnd Records Showcase and I'm really happy to play there again like we did last year. We had a great time last year and they asked me to answer a few questions for you and I will try to be fast because I can talk about some of the questions for days. So here we go. You signed a contract with one of techno's biggest labels of today, Zwara. How do you feel about it and how will it affect your career? So yes, this happened a few months ago. I signed 2 tracks with Zwara and they're gonna be out on the 7th of September, which is one day before my birthday, and I'm really happy that they're gonna be out, and this is probably the best thing that happened to me, not this year but in the last few years, because I've been wanting to get on their label for super long. And it was one of my goals and it took me like 7 years and now it's finally here and I'm really happy. So when I found out that I'm gonna get signed, I was celebrating quite a few days, I won't lie. But yes, as you can see, this smile, it's really happy. I'm happy, so I'm super excited and I think it's gonna definitely affect my career. I wish there were a bit different times, if I'm honest, but I cannot influence those things. So I'll just try to make the most of it and continue producing good music. Second question, do you have any other labels in mind you would like to see your music on? One of my favorite labels of all time, like the ultimate goal where I would like to be, is definitely Clockworks. Some of you may know it. It's Bangkok's record label and I really love their sound. They have more of a dubby vibe. It's also one of the labels where I found most of my music for my sets. So definitely Clockworks would be one of the ultimate goals. What is your favorite gig of this year so far and why? Because there was not a lot of gigs this year because of the bad situation that's happening. So my last gig was in March and then I didn't have any gigs until last week. And last week it was amazing. It was a small venue and there was not so many people, but it was still so nice to get back behind the decks and play, and the energy was on point. So I think anything this year after quarantine will just feel like playing the first few times, except that now I know what I'm doing. So we'll see which one's gonna be my favorite, but the situation is like that for now. Can you tell us about a few of your biggest idols in electronic techno music? So when it comes to electronic music, I love, when it comes to music production, rival consoles. I love anyone that has to do a lot of analog synths. And he does that a lot and I really love his sound. I also love Stimming and also John Hopkins perhaps. So those are a few of my favorite in electronic music, maybe also Fortat. I love Agar Agar. And then when it comes to performers as DJs, one of my favorite sets was from Chris Liebing. It was a 5-hour set and like in those 5 hours everything was so on point that I didn't have any comments, and I usually tend to be like I would have done something different, but like this was perfect. I also really like Tiger Hat. I don't know if you know her. She's Berlin based and she just has amazing sets and she also plays on vinyl. And then I also like Bangkok, Marcel Detman, Len Faki, those type of waters. I really love in techno. And I think we have one more question. You're coming to Dubrovnik to play on the upcoming Deepnd Showcase. True, on the 29th of August, so next Saturday. Be there. How was your last year's experience at Klub Azerite and what are the expectations for this year? To be honest, I don't have any expectations because this year was shit for all of us. And, I'm just happy to play again somewhere, and I'm just happy that I see happy people dancing and smiling and finally acting like everything's fine, because this is why we go to parties. It's to forget the outside world, to be relaxed, to be with friends. I know there you may have some of like, you may not be so comfortable with going to parties already, but I don't think there's anything wrong if you keep your social distance, if you wear a mask perhaps, if you don't want to keep still the safety regulations that need to be there in those times. But I'm really excited to be back. Last year was amazing, and I hope this year it will be at least 50% as good as it was last year. So yes, I hope to see you again on the 29th in Lazareti with Deepnd Records. Check out the event on Facebook, and yes, can't wait to play some of my music, and let's have some good times. Bye!